Today is Tuesday. It's the first Tuesday of the month, so we have a car show today that is at the fairgrounds. I think my goal for today, besides calling to see if I can get an engine for my Firebird, is I'm gonna hook up my white trailer back here and pull the 1940 out. And I think I'm gonna take that 1940 to the car show tonight. Well, the salvage yard just called me and it sounds like he's got another engine for me. I actually had pulled my truck into the backyard here because I was gonna pull the 1940 out of this white trailer, and I'm gonna do that when I get back instead. So he has an engine. Let's hope he's got a 5.3 this time, and it's a good one. All right, well, we got ourselves a hopeful 5.3, but all we know for sure is he said it came out of a van. He has another one connected to a transmission if I want to come back after. If this one's not good, when I bring this one back with the guts, he said he'll give me the other one that's got the tranny on it. But I'm hoping this is what it is, or I'm hoping this is the correct one and it's gonna work for us, but we'll find out when I get home. All right, so here's the engine he gave me. Again, he's not sure if it's a 4.8 or a 5.3. He did say he knows it came out of a van, but doesn't know what the displacement is. So first thing I'm going to do, grab my tools out, get the intake and cylinder head pulled off, and we'll find out what engine's in it. And then we have to determine if it's actually a good engine. So otherwise, he does have another one that he would grab for me, but I'm hoping with a little bit of luck that this turns out to be a really good engine and not a 4.8. So of course nothing can be simple. I got the intake pulled, the valve covers pulled, all that stuff off. One exhaust manifold bolt is stripped. So I'm gonna have to try and get on here and see what I can do to get that out, but my socket's just spinning. I had to resort to the hammer and chisel method of taking a chisel and knocking it until it broke it loose. And I was able to get it to spin out. Whoa. Dropping stuff everywhere. All right, here we go. 5.3 or 4.8. And head bolts are sticking. Oh. This is definitely a newer style block, so I have to measure to make sure, but I'm pretty sure I just ended up with another 4.8. Looks like we got flat top pistons. Dang it. Pretty sure. Let me get out my micrometer. I'm gonna measure that bore. Or I'm sorry, again, measure the stroke. But that definitely, to me, at first glance, looks like I got a 4.8 out of a van. Not what I wanted to see today. Well, in a flat top piston and looking at the bore, we're gonna measure all the way down, and we are sitting again 83. She's a short stroke 4.8. I'm thinking as a change of plan, I'm gonna take the minimal amount of tools I need and just go in there and pull the cylinder head off of one of the engines. Instead of dragging it all the way home and tearing it apart here, I might as well tear it apart there and make the mess there instead of here. So he's got another one sitting connected to a transmission. I think I'm just gonna go in and quick pull the intake and one of the cylinder heads off and say, all right, perfect, this is the one I'll take. Or I'm gonna look at it and say, this is another 4.8 and it's not worth me dragging it and driving an hour just to take it apart in a half hour's time. I've gathered up a bunch of my tools and I am gonna drive to the junkyard, and hopefully he lets me just take the head off the next one without having to try and load it up, because he said he's got one, but it was connected to a transmission. I'm gonna just go in, yank the head. If it's good, I'll pull it off the transmission, load it up myself. I don't wanna keep driving. I feel like it's a waste of gas money and time. So we're gonna try this. Hopefully we end up with a 5.3 today. If not, I'm coming home. We're gonna get the 1940 Mercury pulled out of the trailer and see how that thing's running. I haven't driven it in a few weeks, and I wanna make sure that that's gonna make it into town tonight because we are gonna go to a car show with it. At least that's the plan. Well, I found a 5.3, I got the head off of it, but we gotta move a truck box out of the way and get the transmission disconnected so he can give it to me. But awesome, I do have a 5.3 and it looks pretty good so far. So I figure while I got the heads off of both of them, I'll quick show the difference. This is what I've been looking for. It's like a plus symbol and a little bit of a dish. And opposed to the 4.8, which has been what I got the last 2 times. 4.8 is gonna have a completely flat piston. And so you can also measure the bore, but this is definitely a 5.3. I do see a hole in the bottom of the oil pan, which makes me hope that the bottom end of the motor is actually good, because that's what I'm actually looking for. I need a crank or a short block, whichever I can get. Fully stripped, loaded in the truck. There we go. We got ourselves a 5.3 that I'm pretty sure I'm ordering some head gaskets and probably cam bearings, because I assume they're bad, and an oil pump, and we're gonna put this short block, whoa, she's bouncing around pretty hard back there. We're gonna put this short block in my car and we should be in good shape. So, well, so I just made it back home, and all I can say is 3rd time's a charm. Here we go. We got ourselves a 5.3 that, from what I can tell here, we opened it up to here and none of the rods look smoked. Crank looks nice and even all the way through. I see no issues at all with this motor. Also will say I'm pretty sure that this is a few years newer because it was drive-by-wire and it had the steel shim gaskets in it. So I am hoping that we got ourselves a good engine. See a little bit of a clean spot around the tops of the rings on this one side of the engine. So it probably has a little bit of a blow by past the rings. Let me spin it around here. So these look pretty good all the way through. They got some normal crustiness to them from age. And on this side, you can see the tops are a little shiny, which that usually indicates a little bit of oil consumption potentially getting past the rings there. Awesome. I got my new engine, used engine, sitting here. It was laying upside down. This was on the bottom, which is why there's so much oil and stuff, because it was kind of laying on its side there. This is what I was seeing. There's a little bit of a clean spot on the tops of these pistons right here, which usually indicates a little bit of blow by. And they call it ring wash, I should say. And there's a couple little hot spots in the cylinder wall. Assuming this is just a high mileage 5.3, and from what I can tell, it's gonna work great. I'm gonna flip it over, pull all the bearing caps and check it. We're gonna get this all kind of cleaned up. Pull the camshaft out, check my cam bearings because they're common to fail. So if I need cam bearings, I wanna know that by tomorrow, and I'm gonna order my parts, and I'm hoping by today's Tuesday, I should have all my parts on Friday. I am super busy all weekend with a bunch of different things going on. So it'll probably be the following week. Hopefully this thing's back together in the next 2 weeks. I just hooked my truck up to the trailer so I can get my 1940 out. I'm gonna hope that this thing is starting right up and running. I don't think I've moved it for, it's been a few weeks. I still got to get the filler neck done. Oh, I got to unstrap it too. I thought it was just sitting in here, but I guess I moved it to the backyard with it locked in here. So I'm gonna get it unhooked and we'll pull it out. I haven't moved this car since, probably 4 weeks. I have not started it. So we're gonna hit the key. Fuel pump's running, pump it a couple times. Listen to how good this thing starts. Fired right up. Awesome. I'm gonna get it pulled out of the trailer here. Just like that, sitting for about a month. Fires right up. I think she's finally roadworthy. Did run a little bit rough the last time I drove it, like there might be something still timing wise screwed up on it, but I made it home. So this will be the second time that I've tried to take it into town, hopefully successfully without having to tow it back. Looks like it's gonna be an actual really nice night. It's been kind of cloudy all day, and it seems like as soon as I got the Mercury out, the sun started to break through the clouds. So this is gonna be a pretty nice night tonight. I'm gonna grab some sunglasses and we're gonna head into town with the old Merc. Yeah, you can see how cloudy the sky is over this way, but it looks like the blue skies are coming for us over this way. So I think it's gonna be a nice night. Oh really? 52 still running good. Yeah, look at how bad his tires are. Need to get new ones by the end of the month so you can go to the burnout show. You gotta take it. We're getting new tires. Go get them next week. We'll put them on. You probably should put front tires on this too, because these were not really supposed to be on there. They're bad. Yeah, those were temporary use only. Well, it's been an awesome night, but the sun's starting to go down and I have a headlight burned out, so we're gonna probably take off tonight. It was a really nice night. Quite a few cars came out. We're gonna head home though before the sun goes down, because I do have a headlight that's missing and I don't want to be out without. I still don't trust my battery gauge. It's still saying that it's not charging, even though I know it is. I'm afraid to run it with the headlights on and end up getting stranded. So, and like I said, I know one of them's burned out, so we're gonna head home, probably tear apart my 5.3 and figure out what's going on with getting my engine fixed. Well, I made it home, and I'm gonna go in and start ripping apart that 5.3 that I picked up today for my Firebird. But the old Mercury seemed to run awesome. I have absolutely no issues with it, and I pushed it really hard on the way home just to make sure that it wasn't going to cut out again, and it seemed like it ran great. So definitely want to put some more miles on it this week and drive this a couple more times. But for tonight, I'm going to tear apart that 5.3, find out what parts I need so I can get them ordered for tomorrow. So I pulled the caps off of rods 1 and 2, and the bearings look way better than the original motor that I started with. This is looking to be in great shape. I'm gonna think that even the cam bearings aren't looking that bad. Pretty sure what I'm gonna do is order gaskets and throw this short block in. I'm not even gonna waste my time replacing the cam bearings because I really don't think it needs them. The cam fit nice and tight. I didn't feel any slop. Looking at what's in here, I'm gonna look a little deeper in, but judging from what I'm seeing here, there's a little bit of copper showing, but not enough to cause any kind of a problem. We're gonna get a new oil pump and swap all the parts out of the other engine, and this 5.3 is gonna make my Firebird run again. I don't see any reason at this point to even be slightly concerned about it. I'll try and clean it out as best I can. Probably take a couple cans of brake clean and spray out the insides, spray out the cylinders. There's a couple little marks in the cylinder walls, but again, it's a free engine. I could, yeah, for a little bit of time and some gaskets, I don't want to spend any more money on this than I have to. I'm gonna throw it together and I think it's gonna work. Someday I may build something a little bit more powerful, but this is a pretty mild car. This should be definitely faster than the 14s it was running on Power Tour. I'm putting the other torque converter in, so I'm counting on running a 13-second quarter mile. But it's not a super fast car by any means. So this should work great.